Fintech Chatter TV. Presented by Tier 1 People. Leaders in Fintech Executive Search.
So I'm Giuseppe Porcelli, the founder of Lakeba Group. Lakeba Group is a venture studio that is an American model of a reverse incubator. Here we conceive, create, and commercialize a business. So practically we bring from seed funding to Series A all our investments in technology. In the last 10 years we have built about 15 different businesses, but they primarily belong to two main verticals, the fintech and the proptech. We have built products that are very well recognized on the market, like EasyDocs, Verimoto, Docs AI, Bricklet, EasyFin, etc., etc. And our focus is fintech and proptech. They differentiate, so we have products that are designed just for enterprise clients, T1, T2 lenders, etc. But we have as well products that are being built with the idea to help the community, for example, to have the ability to invest in fractionalized properties, etc. So they are dealing with the consumers. It's very difficult because, the B2B and B2B2C is a very different approach, different market, different investment, etc. You must know that Lakeba is primarily an investment house. So we have our people working directly into the ventures with the right skills and the background so that they can sell the products to the right audience. It's not all coming from the one place, Lakeba, but is a differentiation of a skill set and capabilities that belongs to the family of Lakeba. Look, the foundation of this business is effectively a family, because all our people, they are part of the program. From the day we start conceiving, creating, and commercializing a new business to the exit of that business, the people get rewarded by the exit process. So I do consider my people member of a family. And the fact that we are Italians, and we are very, very connected with the family principle, we believe that people need to be part of that. So across the board, we have 180 people between Australia, US, Indonesia, India, and Italy. We have as well some representative office in UK, and recently we did a start in Dubai as well, exploring the Middle East like a commercialization opportunity for us. Dexter, when I arrived to Australia, I was only be comprehensible by gesture. You know the Italian gesture? Yeah, because at school I had only the opportunity to start with the Spanish and German and Latin as a basic language. So English for me was a kind of a new challenge, a new language. In the last 10 years, I personally believe that my English has improved so much. We landed in Australia in August 2013 for holidays. I had the opportunity to meet a business partner that is still with the business since then, and we went together to a government tender. We won that. I went back to Italy, delivered the product in February 2014, and got sponsored for becoming an Australian citizen.
And you didn't speak English?
No English at all. Yeah, first time I met my business partner, Darren Younger. We were sitting in this room with an interpreter in the middle. I've been a business person for all my life. Before the technology, I grew up into the FMCG, the fast-moving consumer goods industry. I did work for Colgate-Palmolive first in Italy and then around the Europe countries, and I ended up into building my own brand. So in 2012, I did exit from a manufacturing product called the Fresh Up. I sold the brand to a larger player over Italy, and I did decide to invest the rest of my life in technologies, because one of the challenges that I had when I was a business person was to use the right technologies to improve my business. It was a big, big challenge. But one of our two nova was the invention of a Profetico, that is a proprietary technology that we have built from the very beginning. It's a data scraping tool that is a 24/7 scraping information from the web and understanding what the people's sentiments are. Thanks to this tool, we are able to pick up, cherry something that is really cool. It's the discussion of the moment, etc., and try to invest in those things. So to give you an idea, imagine this AI environment that is able to scrap the internet and suggest us what is the hot topic of the day. And then imagine in your mind a committee of executives that belongs to the business since the very early days that sits every 3 months, explore and scrutinize all the suggestions that the machine brings to the table, and plus we bring from outside some advice in terms of a market situation, market needs, etc. And especially talking with our existing clients is a plus. So machine plus real life gives us eventually a good idea of what we have to build next. In 2016, one of the hot topic was people were looking for a simpler way to convert into paying a coffee or paying anything in their daily stuff with the crypto. And we took the occasion to build an infrastructure that was using arbitrage to buy and sell very efficiently crypto assets to buy coffee. We sold the business in 2018 to a listed entity here in Australia. So that was a time where the machine was right, suggesting us people is looking for how to pay the coffee with the crypto, and we did invent paid by coins at that point in time. Of course, Dexter, this has also its own challenges. Of course, into a classic environment, you would have a founder that has a great idea and co-found a business with the CTO to get to the world his idea. Here we have eventually the opposite problem, because when the machine suggests us new ideas, we do not have the founder that is going to spend and invest all his love and passion in the bringing that idea to the market. So our different challenge, I would say, is to later, after we have a great idea that is appreciated and is remarkable for the industry, to identify the right people that can scale the business, firstly in Australia and then overseas eventually. And passion and creativity are two main ingredients for the success. So for us at Lakeba, sometimes one of the challenges is to identify how we onboard those ingredients, So traditionally, Lakeba raise capital at group level. So we have mid- to long-term investors that are here for capital appreciation, okay? They do not invest particularly in one idea. They do invest in the people. They do invest into the engine, the machine, the framework that Lakeba has built and proved along the way. Our shareholders are primarily people that are looking for capital appreciation. But when we then build a new business, we also need a strategic investment on board. So talking of fintech or proptech, when the product are appreciated by the market and we have the first clients on board, particularly for the investment company, we seek for strategic partners, investors. So for example, in our proptech, we have players like Mervac, Stockland, News Corp, REA, people that works into the industry of residential property, etc., that are investing into the fractionalization of the property because it makes sense for them as a revenue stream for the future, etc., right? So when we conceive, create, and commercialize, there are investors for long term. When we go into the details of the venture, we have strategic investors on board. So for us, has been initially, of course, a challenge to raise. The business has raised the last time in 2018. Since then, we haven't raised any further capital at the group level because our business are now reasonably cash makers, profitable, so they can return the money back to the company, to the group, and the company is investing that money in new ideas and new technologies. Good question, Dexter. Corporate venture capital it's new to Australia, in my opinion. Mostly the large enterprises and organization, they tend to believe that internally they can do themselves. But when they touch base with the companies like us that are full dedicated and focused on innovation and emerging technologies, like AI, for example, they can't compete. They can't compete because they live in their own environment. In their, I used to call this their little bubble, right? If they do not open their mind and explore as well what externally players like us are doing, they will never have the 360 degrees overview to make their business more exciting, innovating, and of course winning. Perception for an European like me is that down under is far from the everything. That's untrue. That's not true. And the reason why I say that is because I personally believe that after the mining, Australia have one of the best opportunity ever to export the technology. And what we're doing in the fintech space, I tell you 100%, no doubt, that is the best that I have seen around the world. We have clients with some of our ventures in America, for example, in Canada, and I guarantee you that when we explain them what we're doing down under, they find us like people coming out of Mars, because they have still the check, they have still all the school banking and network. So when we pitch our products in terms of banking decision making with AI without human intervention that are able to lend unsecured loans to people by question of seconds. The Americans are impressed. Of course, the culture is different, even the same language, the Americanized version of the words are different, etc. So they have their own opinion on how to run the banking, and historically they used to be the bank, okay? But what we're doing as Australia in terms of exporting our technology, in my personal opinion, is the best thing ever, because I think very soon the mining will go, and we have a big opportunity. We have a big opportunity to stand and say we have piloted the best of things here in this country. Now just use it, adopt it. Well, I think in this modern era, reaching out clients internationally, it's not anymore a big challenge as it used to be. Where we will make really the difference is by bringing to them products that make the difference. Because it's not a question of how, but it's more of what. Okay, so if we start building successful digitalization products like Afterpay, the micro lending has always been around since the 70s. What Anthony and his partner has identified as opportunity is the digitalization of that process. And as Australians, we can stand behind of them and say, we did it. By bringing the digital experience of buy now, pay later to the Americans by, the massive exit that these guys have achieved. It's a proof that we have smart people here. We have serious talent people that maybe today, tomorrow, after tomorrow, at some point in time, they will stand up and show to the world how good we are. I'm going to answer you very Italian, okay? Yeah. The secret is that there is no secret. The reality is that, officially speaking, the company average retainer is 4.5 years. This gives us a very clear indication that people likes the culture, the family culture that we have built in this business. But I want to also tell you that I personally believe that time by time, the company have to evolve. The business need new skills, new talent, new vision. Tendentially, Australians Australia believes that the standing for a long time, it's a good indicator. I believe that sometimes can be indicator of stucking with old school positions and vision. You know, I think that everything has to evolve, as a business has to. Okay. First of all, the model here is to making, as I said before, as a family culture, to make people part of the journey. And our mission as Lakeba is to invest in new idea and commercialize, and then at some point in time exit from those ideas by returning the capital to the shareholders. So you can imagine that people want to be part of the reward. So how we retain people, to answer your question, is by making them part of the exit strategy, so they become as well shareholder of the business. They of course monetize when the business realize a liquidity point. At the same time, we also know that the business needs to evolve. To give you an example, we had our investment Shelfie that was initially just for stock management into retailers. Today is a more an AI tool available in any Intel camera around the world that use AI to understand people behavior, stock management, and whatever else that the AI models can deliver. So initially, the leadership of Shelfie was more coming from the supermarket retail industry, you know, innovation for that kind of a chain, etc. Where today the leadership of the business is more 360 degrees, where they need to understand how to convert the behavior of the people into an environment, into a data set, right? So the business has evolved from a product for a retailer to a generic AI tool available into a camera. Of course, we had to say goodbye to the people that were leading the business initially. We are working currently into extending our fractionalization experience and platform into multiple tangible assets. So, as you may know, one of our ventures is Bricklet, is a business that helps people to buy a property easily, especially people that doesn't have a deposit, for example, that wants to take the opportunity to buy the first house. We help them to do that. So in partnership with AMP Bank and Digital X, we deliver them capital so that they can have access to the property without necessarily a big deposit in upfront. But after a great and successful experience with that kind of asset, we are now extending our technology to multiple assets. So we're bringing the fractionalization to community assets like farms, pubs, a wellness center, and recently in a joint venture with an American-based company, we're launching as well the cars, fractionalization of cars, where investors can buy a portion of a car that is rented to the market through a classic Avis or let's say Turo platform, etc., and get just incomes, dividends, and enjoy the little investment, etc. This is one of the things we're working on. So we call this Cotec. It's a new investment that the Lakeba Group is working on. We'll aggregate all our prop tech sides of things, so Bricklet, Easy Prop, Easy Tech, and Easy Assets, that are all our ventures working in that space. Will be part of one brand, Cotec, that will be nothing else than co-ownership of any technology asset.
Fintech Chatter TV. Presented by Tier 1 People. Leaders in Fintech Executive Search.